Nah, bro. Like, okay, like you know, like if you grow up unattractive, right, and you go into this world, well, like, you grow up unattractive because like in Chester, there's
yeah,
just, like a
yeah.
bunch of white people, and like we don't fit in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you go into college, and there's just like so many Asian people, and they're like, "Oh, I think you're hot." And now even the white girls are like, "I love K-pop. I love you." And then you just go into this world like where you're like, you never eaten sweets before in your life, and now you're like feel like in the land of
Yes,
candy, bro.
yes.
And then you just go too crazy.
I'm gonna say something real quick because you alluded to it. Since we all come from Richmond, right?
Yeah.
And you can agree with me or disagree with me. Did you grow up with a lot of Asian people? Nah, not really. Okay.
Wait, where'd you go to high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Thomasdale.
Wait, you went to
Wait,
Thomas Dale?
what?
Yeah.
Bro, we did too.
We went to Thomas Dale. What the
I'm from Chester too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm from like near Enon. But yeah, you know, like at Thomasdale, like my class, I was 1 out of 5 Asian people.
Yeah.
Out of like 500 people, right? 500, 600 people?
No, it's like this is like 1,000 now. Like Thomasdale grew,
Dang.
Your graduating class was 1,000 people?
or like it was close to it.
Jesus.
Okay.
Like, you know, like it was like close to like 3,000 kids, like, on both campuses.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god,
And it's only 5 Asian people?
fucking 5 Asian people.
No,
bro.
I feel that 100%. You don't really get any attention from like girls or anything like that. So you're not used to it.
yeah, yeah.
No, I feel that.
You know, like one time I wrote like this. Well, my friend helped me write a letter to this girl, right? And then it was like in elementary school. My friend delivered it for me, and then she ripped it without even reading it. She ripped that.
Damn.
That's so mean.
Y'all ruthless back in the
Bro,
day.
Bro, I was like, as a kid, I was like, what? What did I do to you?
Hey, you have more balls than me though, because when I was in middle school, I remember, no, or in elementary school, the cutest girl, literally, she was the cutest girl in elementary school. She was the cutest girl in middle school. Cutest girl. She didn't go to my high school, but she was one of the cutest girls. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm like in 4th grade. I just know I like talking to this girl all the time. And we're on the playground, and her friend asked me, "Do you like her?" I'm like, "What? No, no." And I just ran away, never talked to her again.
I know what you're talking about. Like in middle school, I dated this girl, right? Like for like a week, because like she liked me, right? And then I was like, okay, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Literally, when I went to class, they're like, "Are you dating this girl?" I'm like, "No," and then run away.
Yeah, you just run away. You're like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Dude, that's crazy. All right, so
But back to what you're saying about.
okay, since you're basically the same as that back girl, Rick, I feel like you will understand this. All right, this coming from an Asian American standpoint. Okay, I think that now that I'm in an area with a lot of Asian people, I see a big difference in like growing up around a lot of Asian people versus someone like us who grew up with like almost no Asian people at all. I think that like those people who grow up with a lot of Asians have a higher sense of identity
Yeah.
growing up. So they have that Asian identity and they're more in tune with themselves and their community because they have those other people to connect with, right? And then, but because of that, I feel like, I may be wrong, but I feel like they become more cliquey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just an observation I made. They become more cliquey and it's a little bit more like, yeah, cliquey's the word.
Click is the word.
Whereas opposed to us, where like, I barely even seen any Asian people. Like seeing another Asian person, like, oh my God, somebody like me, right? I feel like in that type of standpoint, like you spend so much time of your life growing up as a child, like with a sense of identity crisis because you're like, I look so different from all y'all, but at the same time, when you do integrate with other Asians, like I can't integrate with you from a non-appearance way because like I don't think the way you do. Because technically, I may look Asian, but I'm like white.
Yeah.
Because I grew up around other white people. I'm like a product of my community.
Yeah.
Right.
hard.
Or like
It is hard.
I'm not Asian like internally.
Yeah.
Even the way I think is different. I think like the people in my community. And so like for me, I don't know if it's the same for you, like growing up, I had the huge identity crisis. So like I shunned other Asian people. Right. And then once I did meet other Asian people, it was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to associate with y'all because like I where was y'all my entire life? Like I don't even know how to associate with you like that. But I will say like as you get older, you realize that that was such a benefit because now you develop this sense of like being able to connect with anybody.
Yeah.
Now that I am in tune with my Asian side, it's like, dude, I meet another Asian person, like, what's good? Like,
Yeah.
and like, it's like, I feel like I'm one of you, but then if I meet someone that's not Asian, it's like, what's good? I
Yeah.
feel with you too because like I've experienced both sides now. It's a benefit to grow up as an Asian person, grow up around other non-Asians in general.
I agree 100%. 100%. It sucks when you're a kid. It sucks a lot, right? Because you, like you said, you're like, where are you? But later on, it definitely benefits a lot. Because I noticed it too with people that grow up around predominantly Asian people. They don't really want to or care to like, even like explore non-Asian stuff. Versus Jesse and I, we'll do like random stuff, just not non-Asian stuff all the time. Talk to people who aren't non-Asian all the time. Like it doesn't bother us. We're not like we're not pigeonholed. You're probably the same way. You're like, oh, I could talk to whoever. I don't care. Like if you're cool, you're cool.
Yeah, I think like being like in like a big area of like non-Asian people, for me it made me feel like I was always longing to fit in somewhere,
Yeah.
but I fit in nowhere
Yeah.
Exactly.
because like the Asian people, I wasn't Asian enough, but like the white people are like, I'm not white.
Yeah.
I can't fit in.
But I'll tell you what though, in growing up around like environments where you're like a minority and such like you're like the only Asian,
Yeah,
I think in the end it makes you more unique.
it does.
It makes you more unique because now you're like, I think it's like a trauma response where you're like, I never fit in. So it gets to a point in your life like it's you know what, that doesn't even matter anymore. I don't care about fitting in no more. I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah,
And then you allow your individualism to shine and you become like truly who you are. And you're able to basically be more yourself and without like the judgment of others. Like you say, like stop caring what people think about you, right?
Yeah.
I think when you're such an outsider your entire life, you're like, man, it's great to be an outsider.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like you. I'm me. And you're more comfortable with it because you're basically been that way your entire life.
Two things you mentioned is like, though, on the flip side, though, because you're so used to, you're like a chameleon now. I know that sounds really random, but you basically go to any friend group, and since you've experienced so much, you know how to like talk to them.
You're like a jack of all.
Yeah, you're a
trades.
jack of all trades. You know exactly like what to say versus what not to say. And then the second thing you mentioned, I've experienced. I know what you're talking about. The second thing you mentioned something. You like imagine you growing up around all predominantly Caucasian people, and you're not really seen as attractive. Then you go to college, or you go to a place where there's you're suddenly super attractive, right? You're like, why am I gonna stop at one when I can have like 10, right? That's that's why you was juggling like 10 people on a roster. I'm just saying, but like I feel you 100%, and it's hard, and it's really hard. But like that, I think everyone experiences that. Just like one day when you start making hella bread, right? You're like, why am I gonna just spend a little bit of bread if I got all this bread? I'm gonna spend all this bread. So it's like that with everything.
We talked about earlier, what is the difference? Do you think it's harder to date outside, in college or after college? That's another one too. When after college, you got bread, you could date a different caliber of person.
Yeah.
The people that you date is on a different caliber than what you dated in college.
And there's just more, bro. I'm telling you, there's just more.
Nah, bro. I see the sugar mamas on my Hinge account. I see the 27-year-olds.
Damn, you have your range that high to 27?
No, I just can't change it, bro. I just can't change it.